Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this beat myself, so hear me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Morning, good morning to everybody in the building. If you're watching this on the replay, whatever the weather, man, big up to your damn self. Hope everyone is blessed, man. Hope everyone is good, guys. Please make sure, as always, smashing the like button, you're sharing, you are subscribing to the channel. Guys, make sure you to catch me up on Big Up, guys. There is the link. I'll be doing a lot more tactical breakdowns. Did one with Jerry and ENDZ the other day. That was a really good conversation. We were speaking about the Liverpool Wolves game. So I might even do one after this game as well tomorrow, potentially. So yeah, just make sure you guys are obviously locked in over there. And of course, check out my latest video talking about the Frankfurt striker, 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒. Yeah, check it out, man. Check it out, people, man. If you would please do so. Good morning to you, Andy. I hope you're doing well this morning. So why are we here? Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Villa Park should be a good game. Should be a really good game, man. I think you know, coming into this, obviously Liverpool coming off the back of that, you know, victory against Wolves. Obviously we've spoken about it now. We've got everything that we wanted to get off our chests. I think all the agendas have been flying around for so long. It's crazy, man. I said this, I think I said this on ENDZ's channel the other day, but if not, I know I've said it in recent times, especially like the last couple of weeks. You know, Liverpool are top of everything. Yeah, I mean, top of the Premier League. Obviously, we're top of the Champions League. We're into the next round, final of the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we got knocked out of the FA Cup. So obviously there is that a little bit of a disappointment in itself, right? But all in all, like, Liverpool are doing well, you know what I mean, this season. Yeah, man, it's we still hate some of these players. Do you know what I mean? It's so funny, like, when we think about it, when you actually deep it, there's so many players that we would all be willing to sell, myself included, by the way. I'm not exempt from this as well. There's a lot of players that if I could choose players, I would choose like a few players to sell, right? But we're all, you know what I mean, we're all kind of like that. And it's mad. It's actually mad when you deep it, considering we're, you know, how we're doing this season. And that's why I always wonder when people then say, oh, like, yeah, but this squad is amazing, it's good, or stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but how many people would you sell from this squad? And they usually bring up about 5 names that they'll be like, yeah, I'd sell him, or I'd sell this guy to get that guy, whatever it is, whether it's you want to just swap for, you know, another player that you think is better in whatever position. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to kind of see everything. But listen, it is what it is. Ultimately, we're trying to go 10 points clear. With a victory, of course, over Villa Park before Arsenal obviously play their next game. I think I'm not really looking at it like, oh, if we go 10 points clear, it's done, because it's not like Arsenal still need to play their game, right? And if Arsenal win, it just goes back to 7 points. But yeah, I just think it's good if we can just get back. Obviously, we're winning. Well, we won the other day. As long as we can keep winning, obviously, like I say, we'll do the analysis. Let us worry about the analysis. Let the players just worry about the 3 points. And then, of course, if that then leads to the trophy, listen, come the end of the season, we can all celebrate rare tear, and then in the summer we can then have this kind of conversation about performances and, you know, etc. Morning to you, Alexander, man. We got G. I'm nervous for the game, and I'm positive. Yeah, I hear it. Like, I'm totally. Listen, Villa are not mugs. I need people to understand that Villa are not mugs. Like, they are a very good team. Under Unai Emery, you know, they've been just one of those kind of teams that when you look at, you know, on paper, you're like, Jesus Christ. I mean, this season so far, they're currently in 9th, which I actually find kind of crazy. But then that kind of tells you the kind of season we're having. I mean, they're below Fulham, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. You know, that in itself is actually kind of mad. And I think it's just because of the inconsistencies I feel that they've had, you know, this season. Obviously, I know they've got injuries and things like that. So, yeah, man, I think it's probably a mixture of things. But look, the reality is Villa are a good team. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and say, nah, man, we should just wipe the floor with these guys, kind of thing, even though I hope that, of course, happens. this evening. Big up Gramps, man. Good morning to you, my brother. Good morning to you. Remember I said we will win the league near the start of the season. You did. You did, to be fair. You did. It will happen. I don't care how we win. We get the free. No. Listen, you know me. Like, I'm going to overanalyze everything anyway. That's just how I am. It's how I'm wired, unfortunately. But I don't care come the end of it. Of course, as long as we win the Premier League. Like I said, let's leave. Like, I'm going to still obviously do all of the analysis stuff and but let's leave all of that till, I guess, the end of the season when we're coming, pre-season and we're having conversations. Then we can look at it. But let me at least be holding my Premier League. You know what? Next season, behind me, guys, behind me. I think I'm going to build a shelf there, potentially. But if not, next season, I want to be parading the Premier League trophy. So in every stream that I do for next season, I expect you guys should expect to see a Premier League trophy somewhere here, somewhere behind me, somewhere on show. That's what I'm looking for next season. Then we can talk about whatever, because then I can always just point back to that bad boy, right behind me. And I think that will actually start hopefully a very, very good trend, and then we can, take it from there, man. But big up to you, Gramps. Andy saying, I can't wait for the game. Should be a good one. Yeah. Should be pretty decent. Obviously, I listened to Arne Slot's press conference yesterday. Usual. I'm still, if anyone in the chat, do you know, is he suspended for this game, or is he available, right, for this game? Or is it the City game after that? I'm still confused at what's happening with all of that. I don't know. I've not really read anything to suggest otherwise. So I'm going to assume he is available for tonight's game, right? Again, apologies if he's not. Let me know in the chat if he isn't going to be available for this game. But yeah, man, listen to him. Obviously, he spoke quite a bit about, just various different things, to be honest. But again, bringing up the Everton game and, stuff like that. And, they were asking him about, winning. They were asking him about winning, by a slender, 1-goal lead and stuff like that. And big up to Cav, by the way. Big up to Cav, one of the Avengers, right? He said something the other day along this lines. And Cav, I apologize if you're watching this. I can't remember exact every word that you said, but I just remember thinking, yeah, now Cav's right. He was on ENDZ's show, and they were, rapping about a few things, and he was talking about, like champions. People always say, yeah, champions. They got to have these kind of games, right? And I 1,000,000% agree. Champions should, well, not should, but if they could, they would have different. But champions will have these sort of games where they're a bit, rough and tumble, and they're a bit nitty gritty, and you just had to get over the line and get the 3 points and etc. etc. But of course, you guys have listened to me for a while, and I almost sit there and think I agree they should. But on the flip side, I mean, the sign of champions also is winning quite comfortably, playing good football, right? Like, surely the two things can be correct. Surely two things can be right, in terms of, if we're talking about the champions, kind of thing. And I know, because a lot of people, I think when we was having this conversation before, a lot of people are like, yeah, but we've seen Man City. I know we've seen every team have to do this. But if you go back and was to watch their games back, no, of course, not every game, but if you go back, I feel like with Liverpool, it's a lot more nitty gritty than it is, yeah, we're just playing, good football. Now, it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things if we win the Premier League title, right? Because every season is different, and what it takes to win a Premier League is going to potentially be different every single season. So that part I do get, but I still sit there and think, listen, yes, you got to be nitty gritty. I'm not saying that you're not going to have games like this, but come on, bro. Like, at some point, at some point there needs to be where I feel like I'm watching the champions. At the moment, I'm not even saying, and this isn't even to say I think an Arsenal or something like that would catch us. It's not even really about them. It's more about us. I don't feel that way at this current moment in time, where I'm like, you know what, I feel like I'm watching the champions elect, whereas I always felt that with other teams like the Cities, the Chelseas, the Manchester Uniteds. When you got to like a certain point, even if it was nitty gritty that they were winning games, I always felt like, okay, we get to that point of, I feel like I'm watching the champions. Now that might just come later on anyway, to be honest with you, but yeah, that was just one of those things, man. We got the gaffer in the building as well. Let me even bring him in. Good morning to you, my broski. How are you, man?
Morning. I don't know about good morning. We'll chat about it. But yeah,
Jesus,
you can see him in a different setting today. But yeah, I'm a big up to everyone, man. Hope everyone's doing well.
Hey, no, that's funny, man. How are you, though, man? How are you in football terms? Like, what are we saying, man? Looking obviously towards this game and that.
Yeah,
I don't
looking
know.
forward to
I
it.
don't know if you heard my man's press
Of
conference or
course I
anything.
didn't. Of course I didn't. But
Yeah,
I haven't watched one. I haven't watched one in like 5 years. I rely
yeah.
on you,
To be
man, to
honest,
do that for me. Yeah, man.
no. Honestly, he didn't say anything that was like, "Oh my goodness," like we need to listen to this. It was nothing really special. Just he spoke quite a bit again about the Everton game, bringing that up. In little doses, he was bringing that up. He spoke about obviously the injuries. So Cody Gakpo and obviously Joe Gomez are not going to be available for tonight's game. From what I took from that, Joe Gomez looks like he's going to be out for an extended period of time. We'll talk about that obviously later on. But yeah, look into the game, man. How are we feeling?
Excited, man. Excited. I like Aston Villa a lot. I'm intrigued to see how tactically how both teams set up. Obviously, Villa can cause problems, but they're also you just don't know what you're going to get with Villa, and right now, and they're like Spursy at the moment in terms of they could have a great result, and all of a sudden, I mean, something happens, and the results is rubbish. I mean, like they drop points to 10-man Ipswich. You know, like if Liverpool done that, we'd be fuming. If Spurs had done that, yeah, I mean, I think they did that to be fair, but they lost. So you know, yeah. So look, Aston Villa, they can be a problem on their day. It's a big game midweek, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
Well, you know, one of the things actually he mentioned was I think they spoke about obviously Aston Villa, their recent form, like in 2025, should I say, hasn't been too, like in terms of wins, hasn't really been too great. And even here, I'm looking now. I mean, in the league, I can't see many. I think there's only one victory against Leicester City. Leicester City, Everton, and that's about it. Yeah, drew to West Ham, lost to Wolves, drew to Arsenal, drew to Ipswich, as you said, rightly so. So yeah, they're not really picking up. But one thing that Slot mentioned though was that I don't know what it is. I've not watched what time Villa play, but he mentioned that Villa, when they play in the evenings at home, they do well. Apparently, that from what Slot said, I was like, okay, fair enough. Is that something to be concerned about? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really look at it anyway. But obviously, you guys can see here. You know, I know Jerry mentioned about obviously it could be a little bit Spursy, but obviously they've had mad injuries, bro. Like Konza,
Spurs,
Cash.
Spurs.
Yeah, it's true. Like Onana, Kamara's now been out. But bro, I forgot Ross Barkley was even there. Like I was like, right, Ross Barkley, like he's at fucking Villa. Like, look at the injury, but look, these are key players, you know, Kamara, Onana, Pau Torres,
Cash, Konza.
buy another option if they need to play someone else on the wing. Like that's crazy when I looked at it. But when I looked at their team and I saw obviously this is like a predicted lineup obviously for them, I was still like, this is still a decent enough team to cause you an issue. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%. Asensio on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Asensio's not even on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Like you got that man like Buendia, that man forget about, but you know on his day you can cook. Listen, they got players, man. They got players.
Old school Norwich dons, you know. Jesus Christ. Hey, Norwich had a period, yeah, where they remember what's it, Cantwell, obviously Buendia,
Pookie and that.
Pukey, like they've had a period where they've had like good little neat. Obviously, I don't know where Todd
Nathan Redmond, Nathan Redmond,
like they've had some. Yeah. It's been a bit weird for Nottingham Forest, man. Zane saying it's going to be difficult. Villa Park under the lights. Yeah, 100%. Tyler, big up Tyler. Good morning to you, man, and good morning to everyone, by the way. I'm not confident, but the team delivers usually. Yeah, 100%. It's one of those, isn't it? Like this. That's just how Liverpool kind of are these days. And I get what everyone's saying, by the way, in the chat about we don't care about performance. I agree with you. When you're almost this close to potentially winning something, you won't care about the performances. Ultimately, you play the game to win and get the trophy, right? I 1,000,000% agree with you. I don't think it should be any other way. But when we're myself or Jerry or ENDZ or whoever, when we're doing the analysis of these games, sometimes when you're just looking at it, I don't know how Jerry feels, and obviously I guess it's contextual to the Premier League this season. But when you watch Liverpool's performances, take away if you didn't see the league table, right, and you just watch Liverpool's performances, do you get that sense of, yeah, this feels like a team that's going to achieve something great this season? And if you do, like, I would love to hear whatever side you show.
Yeah, like it's interesting because I heard you obviously when I was in the back talking about it, We don't say that. We don't feel that. But that's what I hear rivals talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear it.
Right. The way rivals are talking about it is the same way you were talking about, you know, Chelsea, United, whoever was winning the games, just less so City, because City have had periods where they've just won 16 in a row and it's just been done in a different fashion. But the rest of these teams, we've all just been like, yeah. Like, it's done, man. It's over. It's over. They're going to win it. They're going to win it. I remember it got to a point even with Leicester. I would just say, yeah, they're going to win it. It's over now, isn't it? It's over. And it was the same thing. It was like they struggled in some games. Some games they only won 1-0. They didn't have possession. But it got to a point like, yeah, they just won it. We say the same thing with Madrid. Madrid, I've seen them get popped off the park by Real Madrid and PSG back to back or whatever, right? And still win the Champions League. So I'm looking at it like, yeah, like maybe this is winning football. We're just not used to it. We used to being entertained. And we were entertained in a way. No, but it's true, we were entertained in a way where you had Jurgen Klopp, Gegenpress, and we won the league in such a fashion. It was almost like alien, but now that's your expectation. You're looking for that hit again. You're looking for that blitz you, beat every team 2-3-0, cruising, undefeated in 16, and you're like, right, that was a performance. This season, ultimately, you don't have to be that. And 8 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10, if you look at Premier League history, teams haven't been that either. They've dropped points here, they've lost here. I mean, United used to do that all the time, but at the end of the day, they still won. I remember with United, it was always, remember, they used to call it Fergie time. It was like, right, they're just scoring a lot. That suggests to me they didn't really have the game under control. It was like they needed a last-minute winner. It's not like they were just dominating. So it depends how you want to look at it, innit? Because I hear it. I sit here and I'm just like, this team doesn't give me the feeling of, you know, the winners, you know, like even Liverpool have had. But ultimately, when I speak to rival fans, when you go and look at what's been done, rival fans are they've packed up. Like there's no, like, only a couple of Arsenal fans are like, yeah, we're still gonna be there. I remember Liverpool used to talk like that. Yeah, we'll just be there. If you slip up, we'll be there. No. It's this more time. All these fans are saying it's done. They're saying wrap it up. It's over. So they're looking at Liverpool like they're inevitable, and that's how we used to look at like United and Chelsea. So maybe we're just not used to the way in which we're going about stuff, as opposed to the position we're in.
I guess. Do you think it's like a case more of because we're not used to it? Remember, we've only got one title, so there's only one reference point to, as you said, we blitz the league, and I guess in maybe even in my mind as well, maybe I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, but you're not that good, like that means you can't win the league, blah blah blah. Which, listen, I hold my hands up if that's generally what it is. But do you think it's because, for example, I'll use Man United and Man City because they've been able to like win bare Premier Leagues in a row, right? Like when Man United were going back to back, winning 3 in a row, Man City obviously just finished coming off 4 in a row. Is it because they've been able to win it in multiple different ways? We can then look at, they can then look at that and say, as a rival, yeah, this just might be one of the ways that you might just have to win it for this season. But next season, as an example, you might win it a bit more comfortable or playing better football. Like, for example, City won it 4 times in a row. In that 4 times in a row, I'd say at the beginning of that 4 is when they were playing champagne football, doing a madness and, red tear. Then they've had ones like they've had in maybe the last 2 seasons where maybe you could say, maybe Arsenal were probably a little bit better than them, but they weren't playing great, but they were able to obviously get over the line. Then they've had other ones where it's been nitty gritty, whatever. Do you think it's because of that? Same with Manchester United. They've had ones where, as you said, Fergie time was getting used like no man's business. But then they've had ones where I was looking at the points tally. I'm like, bro, they ended up walking the league, bro. Like the next team is 𝐒𝐈, like far away from them, which kind of shows how dominant they were. Is it because of that? Because we don't have we've won this league so many different ways that we know, okay, this is just one of the ways. Like we can just say, yeah, this is just one of them.
No, but 100%, innit? 100%. It's like let me make sure my metaphor's a bit PG because of the time. But let's say you went to I'm going America. But let's say you went you're from the UK, right? Or you're from America, and you go to your McDonald's, innit? And you order a large Big Mac meal with fries, a soda, like the man like to call it, cool. And then you move over to France. Their portions are a quarter of the size. it tastes different, and you're like, what is this? This ain't the McDonald's I know. And ultimately, that's what I think it is. I just think Liverpool, you know, we've only seen the league, as Alexander Delos said, it was near perfect.
Yeah.
That was like near perfect. It was like, oh my God, like this is just. I remember you're coming off the back of a high of winning the Champions League in the way you did it. So it was just such a high. I was like, oh my God, this is near perfect. Liverpool, look, it's crazy because Liverpool have been perfect, but what it is, it's not as, in terms of results, they've been near perfect. Like, you only lost, 3 games in all competitions? Do you know what I mean? So that is mad. But what it is, one in the league, which is crazy. Do you know what I mean? So moving like my youth team, won in the league and that. It's one loss. But
you really want? Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I'll send you. I'll show you the league after. But yeah. But ultimately, that's where they are. But we're looking at it from a performance standpoint, and what Liverpool did is blitz it in a way that we haven't seen. Like, I don't remember ever seeing the team 20 points behind in like Feb, March. Like, it was something mad. Like February, March, we were 20 points ahead. Like, imagine if to put it this way, if we were 20 points ahead by this time, we'd have had to have won more games, but then the teams below us would have to be a bit worse off. So you'd be looking at it thinking, this is mad, and you probably get a different feeling. But because it's closer, because we're used to a title race, but we're used to losing, it's like, we're not, it's not really good. It's not really good. But ultimately, as to your point, United have had seasons where, you know, they've blitzed the league, but then they've had seasons where they've had to do it last day of the season. And, you know, and come out and they've lost. I mean, Aguero moment, they've lost. But there were so many seasons where it was like that, where it was like, all right, our season starts from February to May, innit? That's when our season starts. But the rest of that, they're all just faffing about. So, yeah, maybe it just takes something to get used to. Because to your point as well, if Liverpool win this league like this and then win the league like that the next year after that, right? And ultimately you look around and think, oh, the teams are better around us, but Liverpool still win it in a similar fashion. You're probably going to have more confidence in that. Liverpool are just efficient, you know, because Madrid don't play, again, Madrid don't dominate games like that. I don't look at Madrid and think they dominate games. More time they're second best, like in terms of if you took away the goals, right, and you just looked at just the amount of shots the team has, the amount of possession, you'd look at opposition and be like, yeah, they're better than them. Like, they're way better than them. But ultimately, Madrid win. But Madrid fans, they don't care about how they do it. They just want to win. They don't care about being dominant. They just look at, it's 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1, and it's over. We won. So it's just something to get used to, I think, man. It's just something to get used to.
No, I don't know. Maybe Jerry's teaching me something this morning, man. Maybe you're teaching me to.
No, but what I'm saying,
I was gonna say, like in my personal life, maybe I'd like I'm now a lot more calm as an individual. Like, maybe I'm back in the day, I used to be a bit more hyped and a bit more like just like animated with it. And I know big up Roms, because I remember Rom saying it in the chat, like about how nonchalant I am now. And I was like, yeah, because it's just, you know, it's just one of those, isn't it? Like, when you're watching football these days, I think it's because there's so many genders that fly around, and I'm not really with it. With all of that kind of stuff, I'm just more interested in the football in itself. And the reality is, if Liverpool if this is the beginning of that, bro, I'm definitely not going to be complaining, because, as you said, Real Madrid fans, when they're winning La Decima and they're winning three-peats, and bro, I want that. I want my team.
But the thing is, we want it, right? But this is like, it's like the catch-22, isn't it? It's like the scales. You got winning and you got performance.
Yeah.
What happens, when Madrid don't win? Look how they talk about Ancelotti. Get him out. He's rubbish. But when they win, right? When they're not winning, it's this player's rubbish. He needs to go. When they win, they don't care, and that's what wins do. They mask over the performances. But at the same time, you can be like an Arsenal, where for 3 seasons now they're performing at a high level, but you're not winning anything. And obviously, ideally, you want the performance levels and the thing, but it's not. It's not going to be like that. Scales are never balanced. It's like that. It's like that. Sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes a bit less. So, yeah, the question I've actually got to you, is: would you be comfortable doing La Decima and winning winning season, but the football gets worse, the performances get worse? you look and you're like, bro, I'm not enjoying this. We're rubbish, but somehow Liverpool just win. Could be a last minute penalty. Could be you get an early goal and just hold on for the rest of your life, but you win the league that way. But the performances, you're like, bro, we might be the worst team in the league performance wise, but you win.
Obviously, the winning will override any thoughts I do have, but I'll just have to look at it. Like I would end up looking at it as this can't be sustainable. Like this can't be a thing that we continuously do. If we continuously keep doing it, as you said, it will almost become just the new normal. Like I'll just expect that from now on, if that makes sense. And I will now just expect that this is the way to win for us moving forward. But I will, knowing me, I will be cussing the players, the performance, the manager. I'll be like, bro, this is dead to watch. Like, I don't want to watch this anymore, kind of thing. And it'll be more just about tuning in just to see, did we win? Okay, cool. And then we move on, to the next one. But yeah, that's a tricky one. That is a tricky one still. Winning that many trophies, but your football is dead. Maybe I should do a stream about winning versus performances. I might do something like that because it's interesting seeing how Jerry just said it there in terms of we all want it to be. You know what it is, yeah? You know what? Slyly, when everyone made the point about Pep Guardiola ruining football, maybe he did because his performance level and the winning was up here. And that almost became like not even a benchmark because obviously you couldn't hit that. Like no one was realistically going to do that. But he made you believe that it was achievable, that you could be performing at this level and winning at this level. And then he went to City and then done the same thing where performing at this level and then still winning at this kind of level. So it's like sometimes I look at that and I'm like, yeah, but it's not like it's not achievable because there's a team over there that's doing it. Like, why can't my team? But maybe that's just me asking for too much. Like, I don't know, man. Big up Tyler, man. Love for the super chat. My broski, man. No, love to Tyler, man. Love to Tyler, man. You always sending in super chats, and I do appreciate that big time, and it helps the channel. Like I say, you've seen the new thumbnails and stuff, bro. All of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? My Canva now I was able to go back to being pro and that on Canva. So big up, to your damn self, man. Like
you gotta be careful. One day Tyler's gonna be like, hey, run me my piece back. Actually,
hopefully, I mean, Tyler obviously he's one of the man them. I mean, I don't want to. Hopefully,
you send you a statement and be like, yeah, for the past 2 years, we've given you a bag. I want that back.
I want that back. No. Big up to Tyler.
You unsubscribing from everything. No Netflix, no Prime, nothing. Just
you're mad, man. Minus the Tottenham game, our last 6 games we've not been good performance-wise. What Tottenham? Oh, you're talking about the 6-3, I'm gonna assume? No, the 4-0, sorry, the one against in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. I'm assuming that's the one that you mean. So 5 of the last 6. Yeah, bro, you've heard me. You've listened to my match reactions, bro. You know I've not really been feeling the performances. But like Jerry said, if that's just the new normal, that is, once I get used to that, then I don't think I'll have too much of a problem with it. I'll be honest, moving forward. I don't feel like I'm going to look at it and think, oh, my days, like this is. And by the way, and even to this point here, you need both to win. It's how you blitz teams. I don't even need us to blitz teams. I don't think it's necessarily about that. Okay, prime example, right? 18-19 season and the first half, or would I say, so to speak, of the 19-20 season, obviously before COVID, obviously kind of took over, right? Liverpool weren't necessarily blitzing teams. Like, I don't remember too many games of man winning 5s and 6s. I remember 2-0s. I remember, you know what I mean? I remember them kind of games, but it was like the performance level. I don't know what it was, and I wish I could bottle it up because I'd be the richest person alive. Like, that feeling of even when Liverpool were in the tunnel, like it was the same thing. I've heard Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, I've heard them talk about it. You see when man's in the tunnel and you're looking over, man seeing Van Dijk, man seeing Matip, man seeing Salah, Firmino, Mane, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and you're looking at them man just look militant, like them man head straight, like no one, you know what I mean? Like we're just there to do a job, but it was done in such a way that made you feel like, I don't know what it was. It's like they even looked taller. I don't know. I can't even explain it. Like, it's like they just looked like winners for some weird reason. I don't know what it is, but I've heard Roy Keane and them man speak about, yeah, sometimes you lose the game in the tunnel. Like a team could lose the game.
Yeah, but that's why it felt like that. That's why when I go back to it, I'm like, Right, like more so, it's not even the performances. I look at the players in the team and I'm like, Gakpo winning a league.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know? Do you know what I mean?
Like
It's like,
McAllister being like, or Gravenberch winning a league, like being the main
yeah,
guy, like in the midfield to win a league. Like what? Huh? Like, like what? Like it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I get the same feeling. I look around. I'm like, what Chiesa? Like Jota is your main man. Like, like literally, that's how it feels. It's like, brother, we had the best in the world in every position. That's how it felt. Or maybe
yeah,
maybe we drank the Kool-Aid. Maybe what it is we drank the Kool-Aid and we were so gassed, yeah, about what we were seeing. You know, in your head, it's like you put them on such a pedestal.
yeah.
These guys
True.
are never, because I look at it and there's certain players that even like Virgil van Dijk, you can get any centre back. We can get Bastoni, any centre back that you want. He's never going to be Virgil van Dijk. Ever for me, like
Yeah,
ever.
no, I
So I'm
agree.
always going to look at him and be like, yeah, but you weren't as good as my man. Even Robbo at his best, I'm like, yeah, but you're never going to be as good as Robbo.
Yeah,
You're never going to be as good as like what Hendo did and what Genie. Like I look and I'm like, yeah, he's doing that Genie Wijnaldum role. Yeah, still not better than Genie Wijnaldum though. You know, like
yeah.
that's why I look at it like Diaz, Gakpo. I'm like, yeah, like no matter how you're never going to be as good as Mane. Yeah, Jota. No matter who's playing in that forward line, you can bring facts. He's not going to be as good as Bobby, and that's the way. That's the way I feel across the pitch. So it's like I don't know where we go from here, like that, man. I don't know. Like we could get Isak, and I'm like, yeah, but you weren't as good as Bobby. In my head, I'm just like, you weren't. Like you weren't going to be able to go and do that. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
No, it's maybe. Listen, maybe too much looking back. I guess for myself, any personally, maybe it's too much looking back and not understanding, that ultimately, if there is another way to do things, and like I say, each season is different. What it takes to win a league is not going to be the same as it was the last season. There's going to be some elements that are quite, the same, but all in all, it's going to be different. As we see this season, you don't have to be so relentless because there's no Manchester City who are doing a madness, as Jerry said, on a 16-game unbeaten run where they've won 15 of those and only drawn one kind of thing. There's not that, anymore, so to speak. And I'll be honest, as much as, listen, I want to win the league, but it's one of those things, yeah, when I see City like this, I think that's what I'm actually missing, really and truly. I think that's where I want my cake and eat it too, right? I need to win for me, just for me, we can win the league this season, whatever, cool. Next season, though, I want to win the league. I need Manchester City to be back up there, though. I need to know within myself that Liverpool can go toe to toe with Pep Guardiola and win.
But the thing is, this is where it is, G though. This is where it is, G though. You're moving, yeah. You're moving. If you don't know, some people know. You're moving like Aaron the plumber. You know who Aaron the plumber is. You know that is. Yeah. Do you know why you're moving like that? Because what you're doing, I don't know if you saw, but my man got punched up in it. He tried to go toe to toe and he got punched up. And now he ended up having his cake, and he's like, nah, I need to get my get back, like in a real way. Like my pride's hurting. And this is what's happened. You've been battered so much, right? You don't want to just accept the fact that, yeah, it's calm. My man's out the show now. You're like, nah, scrap whatever we're doing here. I need to get mine. And you're saying, bruv, I couldn't care less where City were, bruv. Because guess what? City don't care. City never sat there when Liverpool dropped off and went, oh, that's annoying, man. No, we had to. No, that's calm. That's even better for us. We're doing the underdog thing, which is like, no, bruv, no, I need to get him. Like, I mean, no matter what happens, that no, scrap that. You'd rather sacrifice the league, right, for 5 years if it meant City are down in the depths. So when they come back, you're right there with them. It's like, calm, just take time, man. Remember, the rivalry now is Arsenal City. We're not even in that conversation yet. But City didn't care. When they were going to put United, they didn't care.
No, but okay, like I said, people, I want to win the league. Like, however we win the league is obviously I'm in control of that. So however it happens, it just happens, right? But I just think it's more for myself. Like, I'm being selfish here. Like, I just need to see that, because it's almost like, and that's, it's a different kind of conversation, and I guess we'll talk about that another time, right? But yeah, it's just how I then look at Liverpool, how I then rate them isn't gonna be as high. Like,
but cool.
I'm not gonna.
But let's say they drop off. But let's say City drop off, right? Guardiola leaves tomorrow, and or Guardiola stays, but they just drop off. So what? You're just like, nah, I'm never gonna look at you because you can't. You have to play what's in front of you.
No. That's different though, because obviously, then I'll understand that. Okay, yeah, like they're gone now, so that moment has passed now. I just have to get over the fact that, okay, you know what? I'll never be able to see that then. If that was that, let's say he did leave tomorrow and then boom, City just start being shit for the next 5 years. Fairs. Then I will just accept that. You know what? In that era, we were always second best. Like I never even got one up on the guy. It'll just be one of the. It'll be like Gerrard not winning the Premier League. Like that feeling of like, you know what? That one thing, like it's just that one thing man needed. You can still rate him. Obviously, man rate Gerrard like he's one of the best, isn't it? Like you still rate him like that, but ultimately you didn't get that Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Like that was the one thing that you was missing. And I think that's how I would look at, you know what I mean, for Liverpool. But like I said, people, that's another conversation. Here's a question for you though. How much for you to start that channel back, Jerry? Tyler's asking.
You know what? I'm not even trying to make P on it. It's not money for me. I'm thinking about how much would I need to get everything set up again? 250?
250. Okay, yeah, 250 is attainable. Yeah, 250. Yeah. You heard
250. Sort out like subscription, get the setup, get the cameras back, get the do it better as well. Yeah, but 250. 250.
Okay. Big up Abdul saying we need Isak as our number 9. Big up Abdul. Hi Jerry. Hi G. In the chat, how y'all doing? Like he says, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Aston Villa defense presents a significant vulnerability that we must exploit today. We need to focus on today. You'll never walk alone. And thanks to you, my friend. Next season is for next season. I know. Like I said, this season, this is just general chit chat. And guys, I'm gonna do a members stream, possibly. Maybe I'll try and do it actually this week if I'm available. But if not, next week, and we'll have more of these kind of conversations. We'll have more of these kind of conversations where we're just kind of spitballing. Scrap this front line ain't winning no league without Mo. I would love to know how many of their goals are assisted by Mo. Yeah, well, remember he was at 1.75% of our goal contribution, so Lord knows what that is now, boy. Toe-to-toe on Saturday card, B2B versus Boval 2, Dubois versus Parker, Madrimov versus Ortiz Jr., Shiraz versus Adames, Shakur versus Schofield. You say Michael in the building. Zhang versus Kabil, and Buatsi versus Smith. The one I'm looking forward to out of that, I don't know.
There's 3 for me. I'm looking at.
Go on.
Beterbiev, Bivol, 100%, because I think Bivol won that first fight.
Okay.
Dubois. Okay. Yeah, Dubois versus Parker, and
Buatsi, I want to see Dubois. And which one, sorry? Oh, Buatsi Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm not really a boxing fan like that, to be fair. Anyway, so I probably end up just watching. I want to see Dubois though. I do want to see how he's like against Parker. I feel like that's a different type of test. Not saying if you can't get through it, I think he could, but yeah, I would. That'll be the one anyway. But let's get back to it. Obviously, he spoke about Marcus Rashford. Obviously, he's moved to Aston Villa. Obviously, leaving that fucking hellhole of Manchester United, that place is just a disease for football players these days. I don't even know. He says, look, he's been really impressed. He's comfortable with the ball. I think he's a very good player. He feels that he'll be completely surprised if a player of his quality is not going to show it. One of the things he said, obviously, when we was in pre-season and we faced Manchester United, obviously Rashford was there. He said one of the things he was surprised, like, bro, I didn't realize how fast he was. I was like, yeah, I feel like people feel like Marcus Rashford is like a bum because of obviously how things have been panning out at Manchester United. Bro, at one stage, man, we're talking about him and Mbappe in that, like on the same kind of level at like one stage. I'm not saying
man was rasping free kicks from the halfway line and that. Slap it. Remember the Chelsea one?
Bro, like, bro, I literally was looking at that the other day. I was looking at long range goals in the Premier League, and that was one of them. And I was like, boy, listen, man, like Rashford is Rashford at the end of the day, isn't it? Like he's one of those kind of players that if he hits a run of form or he just has a good game, probably he is wildly problematic. And we all saw that first battle that he had with Trent, boy. If he can bring that back, shades of that back, that'll be mad. So obviously this has been our last few fixtures against Villa. Obviously beat them 2-0 this season, 3-3 last season, 3-0, 1-1, and 3-1. So Villa, they never beat, well, they've not beaten us in the last 5 games there. God, I can't, the only time they slapped us 7-2 that time, to be fair. But yeah, other than that, I can't really remember too many Villa wins anyway, to be honest with you. So I guess it's just one of those. Obviously, this is Arne Slot's record this season. He's played 40 matches. It's mad. I thought he won more than 30, but when you look at it, it's 6 draws and 4 losses. This is all competitions, by the way. But I don't know why I thought it was more than 30, but that's impressive anyway. The fact that he's only lost 4 times. As Jerry said, in all competitions, drawn 6 of them. He's doing well, bro. Like, he's honestly doing well. One of the players I wanted to talk about, and I think we've spoken about this before, about trusting players, obviously is Endo. Now, obviously, whether you feel like he should be here or he should start games, I guess that's kind of irrelevant. But do you just think at least, Jerry, that Slot should at least trust man a bit more? Considering Gravenberch is playing a lot of games and looks a bit leggy now.
Well, he's going to have to trust someone. He's going to have to trust someone, whether that's Curtis Jones going in there, whether that's Morton, whether that is Endo.
Is Jones back?
I'm not even sure. You'd have to ask Slot in the press conference. I don't entertain that stuff. But no, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to at times rotate your team or make certain substitutions to keep people fresh. At the same time, though, and obviously I would, because I like Endo, I actually rate him. I think he's good. I think he's a bit underrated in terms of even what he wants to do on the ball and stuff. But ultimately, he's not progressive enough as a player, and not every player's at that. That's fine. But if Slot doesn't rate him, innit? So why are you going to trust someone you don't rate?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, ultimately, you can only put trust in players and rotate players if you think they're good enough to put trust into. Because it's not like Liverpool have no players. If Slot trusted one of the academy players, he'd just play them. Hence why he trusted Rio over Chiesa in that Accrington Stanley game. Because he probably rates Rio more. And I think with Endo, it doesn't fit what Slot wants to do. So if Slot's, I don't know, if like the possession side of the football is so important for Slot and certain movements or certain passes or the ability to do certain things, he will look to go and get the next best alternative, not necessarily the next best person in the position. And that's the way I look at it. So it's like if you don't rate them, it's like I can't tell a man to trust someone he doesn't rate.
That's true. No, that's true. That's true. Can't really force it upon man. Can't really force it still.
No, I would. But again, whether I would, whether someone else would, who cares, isn't it?
Yeah. Nah, listen, man, he spoke about Endo anyway, talking about, listen, for someone to be able to come in to a team who doesn't get that many minutes and still puts in a performance, whether he plays for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever he was saying, he said that kind of like mental attitude that mentality that he's got, that attitude that he's got, he said he's been brilliant for us, because he said there's some players who they can't come on for 10, 20 minutes and are able to show like what they're about. And he also mentioned that it's easier, he said for Endo, it's easier to be in a defensive situation than it is for an attacker. So he said for attackers, if I ask them to come on for 10, 15 minutes, obviously it's going to be a bit difficult for them to find some type of rhythm in the game. Whereas for Endo, he's only really bringing man on to shore things up and defend. So he said it might be a bit easier, but he's still able to kind of, show what he's about. And to be fair, listen, look, I rate the fact that he's able to just come in out of the cold. Man ain't played for God knows how many games, and he comes on for these dibby-dabby minutes, and you just think, rah, like he's coming on. Like the other day got man of the match against Wolves. Well, Liverpool gave him the man of the match. Anyway,
No, that was a joke thing, bro. That's like you got man of the match for participation. You know, you get like you sign a new player, new football. I mean, he's rubbish, but you get to say he plays a good game, he makes a good pass, and it's like, yeah, we're going to give you man of the match. Everyone knows he didn't deserve man of the match. Everyone knows it.
I think Sky gave it to Robbo, but Liverpool, the account, gave it to him. So I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Like I said, token gesture in it.
Yeah, no, it's true. You could arguably go Mac, Jones, Pivot, Grav, not been good. Yeah, and I don't think he has been good, but people weren't really. I'm not saying you have to speak about it, but I always look at these things, right? Everyone's got agendas, right? Whoever you think, like, we've all got agendas in some way, shape, or form. And because Gravenberch's stock has flown through the roof this season, when this Donny doesn't have like a good 2 or 3 games, everyone's just mad silent about it. But God forbid if McAllister was to have one bad game, or Salah, or Szoboszlai, or Nunes, or anybody else, everyone's mad quick to just jump on these guys and be like, "Yo, nah, but this brother, he's did it." I'm like, Gravenberch has been non-existent for the last like few games, but I ain't heard a peep from anybody, boy. Maybe letting the ball run across his body and the movements that he's making is he's doing a Thiago right now. So man are just more concerned with the aesthetics than they are the actual football. Obviously, this is just a predicted lineup. I don't know what you would change from this. If there is anybody you would change. Obviously, we know Gakpo's not available. Obviously, Gomez wouldn't be playing anyway. They've got Diaz out there on the left with Nunes up top. I don't like Jota's available from what I hear, obviously. Chiesa, I don't even know at this point. I saw some people say play Chiesa. I was like, I feel like he's one of the players that Slot spoke about that can't just come in for 20 minutes and just be good. Like, he needs a bit of rhythm, like, kind of thing. I don't know if he's that type of player at this moment in time anyway.
He looks like he'll never get rhythm, bro. He looks like the beat's going 1-2, 1-2. Man's in evens, man's doing odds. It's over. Like, it's done, bro. It's done, man. It's done. Like, I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah, no, but it's so peak though, Jerry. Yeah, like, obviously I don't really care about like that, or I don't care about him in that kind of way, right? Yeah. I haven't even seen him play, but it's mad because he is a player here, and I'm sure someone said in the chat again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it a 5-year deal that he signed here? I'm sure someone said it was.
Yes, it's a 5-year.
5 years.
Yeah, but Liverpool did that to protect. Yeah, Liverpool just no, it's not next season. It's just to protect their value in it. So when you go, someone's gonna be like, he's got 4 years left on his deal. You could put a bit extra money on it. That's it. Because honestly, he's pants. He's pants. Like, he's a poor player, you know. Like, he's just poor.
But what like?
G, if you saw this player, hold on, G. If you saw this player playing for Sheffield and he didn't have his name Chiesa and his name was just like John, you'd be like, bro, this guy.
Like my man, what's it, Jaden Bogle and that, like them man. Yeah, he'd be like, yeah. He would fit in with those guys. He
I don't think he would even fit in because he wouldn't be able to press. He wouldn't be able to battle. I seen him getting bullied and that. This is my point.
No, it's true. Big up Pops, man. Good morning to you, my bro. Come Robert. This isn't my lineup, but this is just a predicted lineup I just saw. I said we'll just take out or put in players that you think. I would play Tsimikas personally. I feel like Robbo is I don't know, man. There's something about Robbo that I just look at and think, brother, you just need to sit down for a bit. Like, maybe this isn't the game for you. I don't know who would play on that other wing. Who did they have there? They had Ramsey on the other. Is it Ramsey? I think I saw there because of the injuries. Yeah, they got Ramsey on that side. Maybe Morgan Rogers might float over there as well. Tielemans, by the way. I remember when we was talking about Tielemans, yeah. Remember, Jerry, when we was looking for midfielders, this is before we signed Szoboszlai, McAllister.
Cool. I definitely remember when we could get him on a free.
Bro, we was like, he's on a free, like Tielemans. Oh, I thought Tielemans been all right, but man, we're not trying to take Tielemans at all.
No, they were saying he's worse than McAllister. He can't run, he can't press. Yeah, right.
I was like, boy, you man don't remember Tielemans' old school? Was it Monaco days and that? Yo, listen, Tielemans used to be on serious smoke. Old school,
no,
but even
Tielemans
now,
is a baller. Like, Tielemans is when you're talking about a footballer.
Yeah,
you talk about that's Tielemans. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it might be controversial. I'm swapping McAllister for him, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna get people mad for no reason.
Yeah, get me babyface Tielemans, bro. In that same role, just get me babyface Tielemans, man. But no, I like him. I like him, man. It's a good player.
He's a good player. Yeah, it might be Marlon. Yeah, it could be him. I mean, Jerry just said Asensio as well. Like, bro, you know what? They're stocking up and getting themselves options, you know. Like, they sold Duran and were like, all right, cool. So we need Ollie Watkins, Asensio, Marlon. We still got Bailly. Obviously, he's out injured. Rashford as well. Bro, they got options, you know. And they're all kind of different.
Bailly? Who's Bailly? Bailey, you mean?
Bailly, bro.
Who's Bailly?
Bailly. Leon Bailly.
I thought it's Bailey. Is it Bailly?
Well, I don't know. Like, I've heard people say both. Like, so I just whichever one.
I didn't know. I thought man's Jamaican. Leon Bailey. I thought it's Bailey. That's what I did. I didn't know. That's why I was like,
maybe then it's pronounced Bailey. You know what, Pops? You tell me, bro.
Pops, yeah, tell us. How is it pronounced?
How's it pronounced, bro?
Because you know that I'm looking at myself thinking, wow, am I saying it wrong? Like Bailey, maybe it is Bailey.
It's just Bailey. Jamaica. Yeah.
Is it Bailey or Bailey?
No, but how do you pronounce? Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming that.
Okay.
Tielemans was looking like he couldn't run during a period. Always looked like he was struggling for air. I don't know. I don't feel like it was. I just feel like Leicester were just, because I'm assuming you're talking about the season that Leicester got relegated, and they obviously had Maddison, Vard, like all of these man. I just feel like they were just shit that season. Like, I honestly just feel like they were just generally shit that season, and their man just weren't really trying to work for the team. He's saying Bailey. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Forgot, yeah.
Bailey. Yeah, I don't know. You know, Leon Bailey.
Man,
I Ivorianize his name. You know, G is fresh. He tried to make the name out.
Hey, big up Savage in the building. Stop the foolish.
Hey, he's a real Ghana, man, you know. Hey, Ghana, stand up across.
Sorry, guys. I mean, they've the same spelling done in two different ways. It come like, what's another name like that? There's another name like that where it's the exact same spelling but could be said in two different ways. I'll find it now. Hey, listen, man. Tell him to you Jamaicans, bro. I should have realized. You know what I mean? I should have realized, really and truly.
You're to be honest. Snob. Man, you know, like when they see
hey, sorry, Sam,
when the name's like Akin Saturn, they're like, we'll call you Andy instead.
Yeah, we'll call you Andy. We'll just call you. Well, that's how these men always get their names anyway.
Man said,
sometimes
man said that ragamuffin. Man said the ragamuffin. I'm not trying to hear that ragamuffin name. I'm gonna give you Bailly.
What would they call? Like, I've not heard. I don't think I've heard what they call him on the pitch. You see, PK Humble. What do they call him on the pitch?
PK.
Just PK. Okay.
Oh, well, Percy's his name, isn't it?
But do they call him that on the pitch?
Probably depends, innit? PKs, whatever.
Yeah, I guess because he's got the.
You know,
I'm sorry.
I went to school, guy. You know, man will look at someone's name and will be like, yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, Kwame, they're like, we'll call you Kevin. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, Kwame, they will. I've known people like with who that's their name, right? They'll call them that. Kwame seems to be calm for the English people to use. It's more. I'm trying to think of someone with a
Kwesi. They've said Kevin. I've seen that.
Yeah, Kwesi. Yeah. Kwesi, you'll say you'll definitely sound like Kevin.
Can we call you Kevin? Can we call you like Kev? You know what I mean? They'll remix it. Man said Bailly. The man tried to Ivorianize his name. Man tried to get Bailly, the centre back that plays for United.
Oh yeah. That's why I looked at it. I was like, bro, Bailly. You know, I was like, yeah. You know.
No, but that's why when I was looking at it, I was like, what, have they signed someone else? You know, like I was like, bro, I need to. But man was like Leon Bailey. I hear it. Happened, man. Happened.
But now you guys lost my train. Oh yes. Is there anyone else from this team that you'll take in and out from this predicted list? This isn't my 11, by the way.
Simicast against who? Who's on the right hand side? Asensio.
Well, for the prediction they've gone with.
For the prediction they put Ramsey in it, but it could be Asensio.
Could be Asensio, Marlon, that Pop said as well.
Yeah, I probably. Maybe 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒. That might be the one that I move. Maybe 𝐾𝐃.
Wow. So
We got taken off at half time, bro. I'm just keeping the same energy. For me, in this setup,
no, but
it
different
don't matter
context.
why, but it don't matter why.
I hear you,
like,
but
why did you get into the yellow card? Because you couldn't handle, man.
Yeah.
So you had to take you off. But if it's so bad, think about it. Like you said in your reaction, the bozo, like it was coming out of him so much. So it was like, bruv, just stay down here. Just don't even. I don't want to see you on the sideline. Just go there, do your lunges, do your squats or whatever. Right? Have your second half downstairs, and we're gonna bring on someone that's just gonna kind of see out the game. And the last time our manager did that was with Kwanzaa, where he thought he couldn't handle the physicality of it.
But
so I don't know.
Seen again, you know. Fuck, you know.
Yeah, but you never know. If Kwanzaa starts, would you be surprised?
No, only because we got City at the weekend.
Okay, fair. But maybe Kwanzaa. I think. Yeah, I forgot about City. I think 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒 will play over Robbo. Maybe
that's what people
Gravenberch.
are asking in the chat. They're saying, but then you're gonna have Robbo back for City.
Yeah,
or
but
just
they'll go. But I think they'll go Robbo back for City because the partnership between Virgil van Dijk and Robbo is better than 𝐒𝐶𝐁𝐒 and Virgil van Dijk. I don't think Virgil van Dijk likes playing with 𝐒𝐶𝐁𝐒, but he's been with. No, but he's always getting mad at him. He's always like rolling his eyes. He's basically, man, just like, bro, look at me. Oh my god, like you're just shaking your head. So I'm probably thinking, yeah, Gravenberch maybe come out. If Jones is available, I put Jones in there. Maybe put Endo in there. Right then, maybe put Endo in there. I don't know. But yeah, I think those are the rotations. I think everything else is cool. Diaz scored, so he stays. Salah. Maybe play Núñez as well.
You think the Diaz one was the interesting one, actually, to be fair. If he plays this game, plays against City, I cannot see that happening. That's 5 games in a row that you've just banged out, and you've looked somewhat leggy towards the end of almost all of them. I don't feel like he's a Salah where you're so fit.
He plays differently. Salah and him play differently, innit? Salah,
but that's what I'm saying.
When he gets tired, yeah, exactly. I hear it. Like, no, I agree. Diaz, I don't know, man. I just don't
like
know.
I would play Diaz for City though. Like I would use him at City. I'll be like, no, I want Diaz fresh for City because I want him.
So who you playing, 𝐒𝐂𝐃?
Well, this is where it becomes a bit difficult because I don't know who else is gonna play. Like I'm not playing 𝐒𝐃𝐃. I'll be real. I'm just not playing that, brother. I'll just play Jota.
So then your options, your options are Jota and playing Núñez on the left, or vice versa, or Elliot.
Jesus Christ. I'll go Jota. I'll just go Jota.
That's fair. No, I hear it. What I'm saying is, I find it interesting how, you know, Diaz is this, Diaz is that, which is fair. He's not been on form. Yeah, Slot is his go-to guy, playing more minutes than any other winger, bro. Whether it's because of injury availability, whatever it is. So
no, I don't even disagree. Slot was probably more thinking you don't want to lose 𝐾𝐃 for an important game. Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, well, 100%. 𝐾𝐃 got sent off. To be fair, it's only a yellow card, isn't it? So unless he got a straight red, he would only have missed this Villa game anyway. So maybe it might have even been a good. Nah, it's not a good thing ever to get sent off. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what it says fresh for City.
Yeah, then you're just fresh for City because then you have to play this game.
So what if he gets an early yellow now? Let's say Rashford just goes past him, he just brings him down. Then what?
No, we're
doing the same thing again.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to, bro. Like he would fully have to take man off. He'd actually have to take man off.
Bro, you just don't play him.
But then you're looking at man thinking you're an idiot. Like, why are you?
But that's my point. That you're better off just not playing him in that game and let him be an idiot against City.
I say let him be an idiot against City. Don't be an idiot is the point that I'm trying to make, bro. Lucha played. He played 70 versus. Was it 70? Yeah, he did come off. Who did he come off?
Yeah, but still, he did. He did. Sobosai went out wide, but still, 70 is still a lot. He's gonna have to play another 70 today, and then another 70 on against City, or you're not playing against City.
I don't know. By the way, Pops, if Gakpo's back for City. Like I Slot, Slot doesn't really talk in those kind of things. He's just like, yeah, he ain't available for this game. I was like, all right, cool. Like, what does that mean for the future? Unless he's got a long-term injury, then he'll probably run it. We have 3 more points than this time last season. Last year, we went into to win our next 4 games and draw 2 before we lost the game. Yeah, but same as last season. I have the same feeling I had last season, which is, I don't look at this team and think they're winners. Like, I don't look at them and think, like Jerry said, which is a bit more ruder than the way I would have put it, which is, I'm like, what them, man? What these, man? I don't look at what them, man. What McAllister and them, the Gravenberg, like them, man, are like Premier League champions. That's crazy. He can do that again, though. Again, who knows? Who knows, man? But obviously, we'll wait and see. All right, score predictions, man, before we head on out of here anyway. What we saying, though? Where's Rums with your bloody score predictions and that, my brother? Like, I need to chat to Rums. Quick bet on that. But yeah, go on.
Trying to make some money, innit?
I made some money, bro. Like, I'm saying, hard out here for a pin. Yeah. What's your predictions?
1-1.
It's a bit deep, but Jerry's going draw for this game.
7-2, 3-1. Jesus Christ. Man, I really, after the performances we had against Wolves, 3-1.
It could happen, though. I don't think that's an unbelievable score.
I mean, at home, for Villa at home?
I definitely don't think this happen.
We over there 7-2.
Nah, but you know what it is? Like I said, it's not really about everybody else. Because nobody this season, like for me, no one looks good. Like I don't look at anybody outside of like relative to like the teams in the league, right? I don't feel like anybody looks good like that. Like other than like Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, like, and that's just because they're doing so well in comparison to where we probably thought they would be. Everyone else, I don't really look at and think, yeah, this team's so good, man. I feel like they should be champions. But like I said, every season is different. What it takes to win a league is different. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's one of those. Pops is going with 2-0. And disaster in the back, you know. I forgot. Yeah. They got my man, huh?
The G, you've been clipped.
So, who put it there?
I'll read it. It said they're saying at GTV pronunciation of at Leon Bailey name is a crime against football. You should be charged with hate speech under 1984 Act Section A1 football snobbery. At JJF, you're gonna put yourself caught in a RICO. Exit the stream now.
We owed them a 7-2 thrashing. The one they gave us still hurt. Wasn't that during COVID though? I feel like that was during the COVID times.
Yeah, it was. Grealish was just taking a mick. Do you remember?
Madness. Double T. We got. We're due a big performance. You're right, but if people don't,
they're big game players. Look what happened with Arsenal though. And that was away. They drew in it.
Oh yeah, they drew 2-2. Yeah, they drew 2-2. Do
you know what I mean? That's why I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at.
No, I hear it. Yeah. No, VVD and I agree with you, Pops. VVD, Allison, but yeah, them man are. I mean, them man are calm. I'm just looking at the rest, but it doesn't really matter, man. Listen, like I said, that'll be a conversation for another day. Nunes will terrorize that back line of Villa. Let's see. I'm not going to say anything on that until.
What's your prediction? Who's your scorer?
I think there'll be. I don't know. I've got a sneaky feeling that Villa are going to win 2-1 anyway. But yeah, I think Villa are going to win 2-1 anyway. To be fair, I had that this yesterday. I was looking at it, I was like, I think Villa will win 2-1. Goal scorer, Diaz. I feel like if he scores 1, like he did the other day, he'll score again. And he'll just go back into like some type of form. Like he'll go back into that patch form that he usually does, which is, just scoring kind of thing. We should do the business, but Liverpool have been crap performance-wise. Yeah. I'll be honest, Pops. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. That back line is probably better than. Trying to think who was Wolves' back line. Who was Wolves' back line? They had would I say it's better? Yeah, I feel like in terms of player quality wise, probably better than the Wolves one. And you know, I mean, we were struggling back there as it was. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. McGinn and I think Jerry's frozen peeps. McGinn and T. Yeah, but that's a good pivot though. It's a very, very good pivot. Let me take him out. Put him back in. Yeah. Your finger's frozen. I didn't realize. I thought you were just chilling.
No, literally. I
was thinking like this brother's smiling a bit for too long. Like I don't really get it. Like I was thinking like he's smiling for a bit. Like you know, you've reached a point where like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, like.
You know what? I might do that one stream just as a joke thing. Just like it's been there for ages.
Hey, fuck it though. But yeah, you know, I rate McGinn. I've actually, you know what? Yeah, I feel like McGinn is kind of underrated as a midfielder. You know, like he's not your like flashy type of guy. Like in terms of the names of midfielders, you know what I mean? He doesn't do flashy things, but I think he's just a solid midfielder. Like he's just solid at what he does.
He's quality. No, McGinn's quality. He can pass. He can shoot. He scores vital goals. He tackles. Box to box, all action, man. Good player. Good player. Can dribble.
Like, like he's important for Villa, especially like having someone like him in the midfield. Honestly, man, I feel like he's like almost in that kind of like James Milner kind of bracket in terms of just as a ordinary, like they can do bare things though. Like, and you need those kind of players in your team anyway. Especially if they're going to be starters, especially like we had Henderson for time. Do you know what I mean? So clearly. McGinn scored against us in the thrash. Yeah, that was time ago. But yeah, guys, we'll leave it there. As always, man, make sure you smash a like. Hope everyone's blessed this morning as well. I don't know if I'll be back later on. I don't know. Maybe because the game's at 7:30. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if ENDZ is doing a stream later. I think I heard him say he might do one. I don't know. So I'll chat with him anyway. And see if he doesn't do one, then I might just do a quick match reaction after the game. I want to do another tactical breakdown with the gaffer and ENDZ anyway. So I'm going to try and see if we can pencil that in for some time tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, I think. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. So hopefully we can maybe get one of those in over on Big Up. We'll just rap about the game and stuff like that. But yeah. Paul Dard is saying Liverpool 3-1. You'll be redirected. Let me see. Who did I even put there? I think I put Sarge, you know. I feel like I put. Let me see. Yeah, I think I did, man. I think he's doing, you know, these Arsenal fans, he's doing a Liverpool Villa watch along. So all you guys need to put in the chat is just say, enjoy your watch along. Enjoy your watch along. Big up, Paul, man. Love for subscribing, new to the channel as well. Love for being here. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. Don't know if you've just popped in. If so, go back and watch that. But yeah, 10 a.m. is usually that's my time slot. So anytime you want to jump in, and maybe you're at work and you're just cooling, college, wherever it is that you do, you can just have this on in the background, catch some jokes, clearly at my expense, but you know, we're here. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I'll see. But yeah, I think you'll be redirected over there. Arsenal fan, give him hell. Just give him hell. Say it's from me personally. Just give him hell. Give him hell, man. But yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Keep your notification bells on. Peace.